Thank you all so much for tuning into Town and Country. I'm your host, Alicia Lewis. Happy Friday, Junior, everybody. Hope you are ready for some Town and Country. We have a lot to cover, so let's hang out and first have some coffee and conversation. So I am now joined by the Executive Director of the Valdosta-Lowndes County Habitat for Humanity to share details about how we can help a good cause. So Mr. Mike, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
Thank you, Alicia. I'm just fine. I'm pleased to be here.
Awesome. All right. So first things first, I want those to know who already don't know, what is Habitat for Humanity and what do you do for our community?
Habitat for Humanity builds homes for low-income recipients that otherwise can't afford to have a home on their own. Through a program of vetting to make sure their income and ability to pay is good, they're receiving a home, brand spanking new home, 0%, which they get to own after paying a 30-year mortgage.
Awesome. All right, and so you all have you were sponsored by a company and they gave you a grant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it FY25 CDS grant? What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, it's real complicated, but actually that is more than just a company. That is a grant that we applied for through Senator Warnock's office back in the spring.
Okay.
It's called the CDS FY25, and it's got a name that's also about that long at the end of it. But Senator Warnock has sponsored this. It has one more vote coming up in the fall that we're told is looking really good. It will give us $1.5 million to buy property and develop housing sites for the next several years in Valdosta.
That's awesome. Okay, and so that kind of leads me to my next question. What projects are you all working on now?
Well, we have several. Of course, right now we're in that final waiting stage for the CDS grant that we're really praying for. We hope it comes well. And by the way, if you feel like reaching out to the senator, do so on our behalf. We'd love it.
Yes.
We have just purchased and are waiting to close on our first real restore. We've had a restore operation in Valdosta for a number of years, since the late 80s. But it has really been nothing more than a warehouse. No heat, no air conditioning, holes in the walls, and that sort of thing. Not exactly the kind of retail environment you want. Thanks to the generosity of a developer in Valdosta, they gave us a really great price on buying this building. We're looking to close on that the end of this month and possibly be in the new store in the next 5 or 6 months.
That is great news. Now, you all do so much for the community. What can we do to help you all?
Oh boy, that's a wide open question. Of course, there's always money. You can never have enough money in a nonprofit. Homes are expensive. Our homes, when I started there 3 years ago, we were just completing home builds, and of course they use volunteer help and some donated goods, but a home was still costing us about $80,000 to build. The two houses we're closing on right now are costing us over $160,000. That's in 3 years. So it's huge cost. Property is a big thing. Valdosta, like many areas in Georgia, are booming. Property is very difficult to come by. We're in the double trap that for us to be able to build the home at a low enough price to make it available for low-income recipients, we can't pay much for the property. So we certainly look for the generosity of property owners that may have a piece they're looking to get rid of, has an old house on it, looking to just make a donation to Habitat. We just absolutely love it. So that is the probably one of the other big things. And then of course there's always the volunteers.
Yeah.
We're blessed. We have Moody Air Force Base with us. They are terrific. City of Valdosta and the county have always been very generous with employees to help us on projects, but we always need volunteers.
Yeah, and so I wanted to ask about, Valdosta was just impacted by the hurricane. And so does that have any limitations? Did that put any limitations on you all?
This storm, we did okay. Probably the worst damage was to our existing offices and restore building. We had quite a few leaks, so there was some damage there. But this storm was mostly flooding and power outages. There were a number of trees down and that sort of thing, but nothing like Idalia.
Yeah.
Idalia was just a real tough one. That really hit us hard.
I was there. I was literally on the ground when that hit, so I know it was bad.
It was bad.
All right. Well, how can we go ahead and find more information about Habitat for Humanity community, and how can we support for those that want to volunteer? What are those details?
Well, first of all, our website is valdosta-habitat.org. You'll get all the information you need there to make some initial contact.
Okay.
To be able to help for volunteering, you really need to be, we like to see 18 and over. 16 to 18-year-olds can work on a limited basis with parental or guardian approval on volunteer projects, but volunteers are very, very important to us. Donations, none too large, none too small. Our Restore takes donations of usable furniture and construction items.
Gotcha.
I'll give you an idea. When doors come into our Restore, used doors, they go out that same
Gotcha.
afternoon.
Okay.
Windows, the same thing, badly needed.
Okay.
It's not junk until you call us and ask us if it's junk.
All right. Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for your
Thank
time,
you.
Mr. Mike. It was a pleasure having you on Town and Country today.
It was for me as well. Thanks.
Awesome. We'll have all this information posted on our website at WAOB.com. We're going to take a quick break, but coming up, find out which popular video game is becoming a movie. Our entertainment news is next. Stick around.